You're entering the courtroom of Judge Sinister. The people are actors. The cases are stupid. And the rulings never go the way you think they should. This is the Sinister Truth.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sinister Truth. Today on the Sinister Truth, Jesse Dumbschmidt, criminal extraordinaire, is suing his former hostages, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, claiming that they broke an oral agreement even after he held them hostage for several weeks. It's the case of this Dumbschmidt is full of, well, you know the rest. Now, let's join the litigants in the courtroom.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge M.E. Sinister presiding.
Where's my bailiff?
He couldn't make it today, so I'm filling in for him.
Really? Well, that looks like the Fox Garden Hen House. What's your name?
Dumbschmidt.
Dumbschmidt. They got that pretty closely, right? You the guy that's suing today?
Yes, I am.
That's good. Have a seat, Mr. Dumbschmidt. Take sunglasses off. You look good in orange. Okay. It looks like we have a very unusual case here today. Mr. Dumbschmidt, I see here, sir, that you're suing the Smiths for the breach of an oral contract.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, let's hear it.
Well, Your Honor, on May 12th of last year, I was invited into the Smith's house.
No. That's not what happened. This sack of sheep dip forced his way into our home. He said his car broke down and that someone was chasing after him.
Is that true, sir?
Well, part of it is.
Which part?
The cops.
And why were they chasing you?
At this point, Your Honor, I'd like to plead the First, Fifth, and 15th Amendments.
Why? They don't apply here.
They most certainly do. You see, while I was a guest of the county for a while, I had the opportunity to study up on my constitutional rights.
Okay.
Well, you see, the First Amendment states that I have freedom from religion. I don't got to go to nobody's church ever.
Well, not that they would want you, but okay.
I can say anything I want and not be prostituted. It also says that as long as I'm peaceful, I can do anything I want to.
Which includes breaking into other people's homes and taking them hostage?
Exactly. Now on to the Fifth Amendment. It says that I can't be tried by any jury of my Spears unless they look like Britney Spears, and then she got to get butt naked.
Really?
Yeah. And I can't incriminate myself unless they catch me playing double jeopardy.
Your interpretation is certainly interesting, although seriously inaccurate.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I continue?
Of course.
Now on to the 15th and final amendment. That says I can't suffer any execution based on my race, color, or lack of sexual preference.
Well, it sounds like the sheep and goats are safe for the time being. Anything else, sir?
Nah, I'm done.
No, but you're pretty close. Now let me tell you why these amendments don't apply to your case. The First Amendment talks about the freedom to practice your religion without being harassed by the government. Your free speech ends when it comes to criminal activity and certain hate speech. And just because you quietly break into someone's home, it doesn't shield you from criminal prosecution. And since this isn't a criminal case today but civil, anything you say here will certainly be used against you. That's your Fifth Amendment. Now to the 15th, which talks about suffrage, not suffering. There's a difference. Suffrage has to do with voting rights, which you cannot be denied based on your sex, race, color, or religion. However, if you're a felon, you no longer have those voting rights.
Are you sure about that? Or can I phone a friend?
Not unless it's your parole officer or your bail bondsman.
Oh, I don't want to bother them. I was just asking. Let me ask you something else, Judge.
And what is that, sir?
How come you know so much about the law?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, unlike you, I actually went to law school.
Did you graduate?
Yes.
Where's your proof?
The robe, dumb Schmidt. The robe. Along with my law degree and years as a prosecuting attorney putting away degenerates like you.
Well, sir, there's no need to get all personal and touchy. I was just checking. I was going away again. I don't want to get railroaded by some yahoo wearing a dress, that's all.
Fine. Now, what about this car trouble you were having? Do you even own a car?
Well, Your Honor, it's kind of like community property.
Kinda like. Sir, for my information here, you don't own a car. Or a driver's license, for that matter.
Well, Your Honor, I borrowed the car from a friend of mine.
Uh-huh. And what's your friend's name?
Hunk Yard.
Hunk Yard? That's your friend's name? That makes no sense at all, sir.
Well, you see, Your Honor, in Spanish, the J sounds like a H, so his name is Hunk.
Spell it for me.
Junk.
Your friend's name is Junkyard.
Your Honor, again, in Spanish...
We speak English, sir, and it sounds to me like junk. So you stole this car from a junkyard.
Well, technically, it's community property.
Community property, how so?
Well, there's this community of enterprising tramps and hobos that actually live there at night. Let me borrow any car I want to off the lot, as long as I bring it back the way I found it. See, finders keepers.
So you asked a bunch of broken down squatters for permission to use somebody else's property.
I left a deposit.
Which was what, sir?
Six-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, a couple of blunts, carton of Viceroys, and a half-eaten sub sandwich.
Half eaten?
Yeah, I was hungry. They didn't seem to mind so much since they snatched it right out of my hands. Those dirty thieves.
Oh yeah, imagine that. Suppose you want to sue them too?
Well, let's see how this one goes first.
Of course. You stole the car, then you robbed a convenience store, and that's when the police chase started.
Correct, with one minor detail it isn't.
And what is that, sir?
I didn't rob the convenience store. Those items were generously donated to me by the kind employees that work there.
Yes, at gunpoint according to the store's video cameras.
They were real? They told me they were fake. They lied to me.
Yes, sir. I'm afraid they were real, and they captured everything.
I can't believe they lied to me.
I suppose you want to sue them too now.
Well, let's see how...
Yeah, let's see how this one goes. Yeah, I got it. Okay. After the police chase, you got your tires blown out. Now you're on the run looking for a place to hide.
Right. Well, maybe. Well, let's just say I was looking for a place to rest. Yeah, a place to rest.
Okay. And then what?
That's when he barged into our home and held us at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Is that what happened, Mr. Dumbschmidt?
Not exactly, sir. You see...
No, yes, that's it, you liar. You forced your way in our home and held us there at gunpoint.
You see, Your Honor, they're not being very nice about this. I didn't interrupt them while they were talking.
He's right, ma'am. Let Mr. Dumbschmidt continue digging his own grave.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, my pleasure, sir. Please continue, Mr. Dumbschmidt.
As I was saying, I gingerly yet briskly walked up to the door of Mr. and Miss Smith's house. The cops so rudely and viciously shot out the tires of my hunk yard rental. Those bums won't give me my deposit back.
Which includes a half-eaten sandwich, a six-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon, and do they even make Pabst Blue Ribbon anymore?
I don't know. I found that six-pack in the trunk of one of those old clunkers in the hunk yard. Think I was stupid enough to give him a fresh six-pack, did you?
Oh, of course not. So why are we here today?
We are here today, Your Honor, because these people, the Smiths, didn't keep their word.
You forced your way into our home and took us hostage, you jackass!
Yeah. And then he made me cook for him. And I don't do that.
And I had to give him a pedicure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Your Honor, he had this awful yellow fungus growing under his toenails. It was nasty.
All right.
Yeah.
Quite nasty.
Okay. So he forced you to give him a pedicure.
No, Your Honor. Well, yeah. I'm a podiatrist by trade.
You do look awful familiar to me, Mr. Smith.
I get that a lot.
My husband's a part-time actor as well.
Ah, I see. And what might I have seen him in?
Well, have you seen The Pimp That Stole Christmas?
No, I can't say that I have. Why, was he the pimp?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. My husband can certainly get his streets on when he needs to.
Except for when someone's breaking into his house. Then he becomes the manicurist.
I don't do manicures, I do pedicures.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is a foot doctor giving a criminal a pedicure?
It was one of many jobs I had working my way through college.
Okay. So Mr. Dumbschmidt broke into your house and...
Actually, I was invited in.
Yes, at gunpoint.
Hey, an invitation's an invitation. That's all I'm saying. I was tired, hungry, obviously way overdue for a pedicure. They seemed like nice people at the time.
We are nice people.
Well, if you're so nice, why'd you tell the cops where I was after I let you go? I mean, after you left of your own free will.
Look, Buster, we are nice. We're not stupid. We thought you needed help, but instead you ended up helping yourself to our house and everything in it.
How long did he end up staying?
3 weeks.
No. 4 weeks, Your Honor. We had to cancel our weekly book club meeting, remember?
Oh, yeah.
How did you finally escape?
Well, Your Honor, see, we were sitting around watching a movie when I went into the kitchen to get myself a drink. And then I got this idea. I put a sleeping pill in it.
Your drink?
Yeah.
Why would you put a sleeping pill in your drink? Dumbschmidt's the one that was holding you hostage.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Okay, Mrs. Dumbschmidt.
No.
I mean Smith. I'm ready to rule.
What about my evidence?
What evidence, Dumbschmidt?
Signed oral agreements by the Smiths that they wouldn't rat me out to the cops.
You have a signed oral agreement from the Smiths?
Yes, sir.
Let me see it, please.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see it right now?
Oh, I certainly do.
Well, you see, Your Honor, I left it at home. Yeah, that's where it is. It's in my house.
Oh, and where's that? The state pen?
No, county, actually. The accommodations are much nicer.
Well, given these new charges, Mr. Dumbschmidt, I'd say your accommodations are about to change dramatically. Oh, and by the way, nobody can sign an oral agreement.
They did, didn't you?
No, you moron, we didn't.
Oh, I'm the moron?
Yes!
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
What about our countersuit for $500?
For what, ma'am?
Well, while this Dumbschmidt was laid up on our couch, he soiled it. Yeah.
That wasn't my fault. See, she said she was making grape cobbler for dessert. Instead, it was prunes. She caused me to lose my constitution all over their couch.
What?
I messed myself, Your Honor.
He sure
So,
did.
really, I ought to be suing them again.
No, you won't. I'm done, and you're done. Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
you are very strange people. However, I am going to grant you your countersuit along with punitive damages for the amount of $4,500.
What do I get?
The shaft, dumb Schmidt. Now shut up and get out of my courtroom because your case is dismissed.
That's not right. That's a
Out! Out!
Crazy. Not fit.
Out!
This ain't fit. Oh, God. Right. I'm the victim here. I'm crazy.
Well, here we are with the plaintiff, Mr. Schmidt. How do you feel about losing your case, you moron?
Who you calling a moron? Hey, aren't you just inside?
Hey, I'm the one answering the questions around here. Now, what about your case?
I believe civil rights have been set back another 6 weeks. Oh, and Black Lives Matter.
Yes, all lives matter, but your civil rights weren't being violated. You were committing a crime. You admitted that in open court. Besides, you're white, aren't you?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how once again the white man is keeping a brother down.
Mr. Schmidt, you're white.
I'm an albino.
What's that, a horse?
Hey, I'm a businessman, entrepreneur. I need to be compensated for my time.
The more you talk, the more you smell like manure. Why don't you get some toilet paper and wipe that off your mouth? Now get out of here and go fertilize something.
Manure, I got you. Get up.
Have a nice life, Mr. Schmidt. And now we have with us my ugly wife. My lovely wife, Maggie. Maggie Smith.
I got something very special planned for you when we get home.
Oh, pretty. A present. How do you feel about finally having this nightmare over with, honey?
Well, I'm just glad that the judge saw through this dumb Schmidt. You know what? Hey, wait a minute. Where's he going?
It seems that none of our players in today's episode have fully reached their God-given potential, and they never will until they realize the sinister truth.